Chhattisgarh, you have one minister, Renuka Singh, and other MPs contesting. Here also you have Bandi Sanjay, Arvind Dharmapuri, Soham Babu. All three of them. Where are they contesting from? They are contesting from saffron strongholds.
Yes.
Karimnagar, Adilabad, and Nizamabad. I don't know whether BJP is going to get into the numbers. I think we'll come to.
I think those numbers we'll come to in just a bit. But
I want to ask you, Tehseen Poonawalla, what is the protein shake that you gave the Congress party that has been hitherto missing in the last nine and a half years, that suddenly they're converting various states, Himachal, Karnataka, and Telangana, everybody on the ground, even if they're speaking about the fact that BRS is strong as a party, the fact is that there is a resurgence of the Congress party. After Karnataka, when the Congress party is even being spoken about in terms of possibly winning Telangana, what is it that has changed?
I think the first thing that the BJP committed harakiri in Telangana, completely. Telangana was a state after Karnataka and South India for the BJP to take. They changed their president 6 months ago. After that, they went cold on KCRG. Therefore, the perception was that BJP and KCR are hand in glove. That transferred the complete anti-incumbency to Congress. That was the first thing. Second, they underestimated Revanth Reddy. They completely underestimated him. At the times, mocking him, saying, "Look, he's come from BRS. He's come from BJP. He was in TDP, BJP." They mocked him. They underestimated him. Third, they underestimated the organizational skill of DK Shivkumar, who's played a very important role in getting resources, which I mean political, from Karnataka to Telangana. DK is the telling factor. Bharat Jodo Yatra and one sympathy factor.
The same resources that Kamal Nath gives in Madhya Pradesh.
Kamal Nath and DK Shivkumar. The Congress needs to look at these two leaders and thank them for being the leaders that they are. The country likes alphas. The country
Maybe they
does
could
not
thank
like
him by making him the chief minister.
And one more. Sonia ji in Telangana. Out of the, I won't get into the numbers, but of the numbers of vote that we are seeing, a lot of people are voting not particularly anti-KCR. They're very angry with KCR's MLAs, but Mrs. Gandhi, she's such a telling factor in Telangana. They say, let's give her.
That this could be her
last election has been that let's give her one chance.
Emotional factor.
It's been a
Jem,
massive
look, I want to ask you before I go to Sabha. I want to ask you, if DK Shivkumar actually swings a second state, do you think more headaches coming up for the central leadership? He's not going to be satisfied as a deputy chief minister. So before they begin to make a chief minister in Telangana, they'll probably have to look at the chief minister of Karnataka as well.
Absolutely. The 30-30 deal, the subtle 30-30 deal, he will certainly reinforce. He will re-emphasize that. The second thing, let's not forget, I mean, these are rumors, and I don't want to invite too much of controversy, but it was...
Why not?
It was even alleged that Mr. Khadge himself wanted to be chief minister. So even he might be waiting for an opportunity where there are two quarreling monkeys and he's the cat. You know?
No, and the interesting thing is that before we move on to the issue of brand Modi, because I think that is going to be the biggest elephant in the room after these elections, it also could be, if they manage to swing Telangana, the third win on a trot under the presidentship of Mr. Khadge. Since he became president, it's been Himachal Pradesh, they've got Karnataka, which is his home state, and if they get Telangana, again where he's campaigned extensively, that's going to be another feather in his hat. Plus, he's a Dalit. A lot of people saying, what if he's the trump card for the Congress as the face?
This is what the Congress party is likely to do. If this win happens, it's going to try and build the persona of Mr. Khadge. So, the talk of having him contest from 2 Lok Sabha seats, you know, sort of giving him a pan-national stature to garner Dalit votes across India. I think they're going to stop short. They might not declare him a prime ministerial candidate, but they're going to stop short of that and try and leverage his persona completely, for which they will build up his persona.
It's interesting you say that, sorry, because in Telangana, there was a speech that Mr. Khadge was giving, and there were some rowdy workers. The BJP actually cottoned on to that and they tweeted that video. We'll just play it out in a bit and said, oh, look, you know, nobody cares about Mr. Khadge. Even his own workers don't listen to him. He's been reduced to furniture in the party. But when we spoke about the 4 main messages, the thing about Mr. Modi and whether he can be the face alone, just a little bit of data from 2018 and 2019, 65 seats across 3 states of Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, Lok Sabha seats. BJP got 62 of them in 2019, even though in terms of the assembly, they had got 180, in fact, the assembly seats, Congress had got 282 of the 520 assembly seats in 2018. And yet 62, ultimately on the back of brand Modi, they won.
So, Sabha, do you think politics from here on, narratives, is that the war we are looking at? Because these 5 states, they of course are a big decision as far as which way federal India is going. How much will this impact 2024? Won't that be a crucial factor that everybody will be looking at?
So unless the Congress sweeps everything, and let's say they don't lose Rajasthan, let's say they have a clear victory in Madhya Pradesh, and in Chhattisgarh, I think the margin of victory is coming down. Let's say they sweep Telangana, then we can say, okay, something big is happening for the national election. I'm sorry, but otherwise, I'm afraid, because even when you travel there, in the Hindi belt in particular, not in Telangana, I think that there is a very, first of all, the BJP, even in states which it might lose, it's structurally a very healthy party. Sangathan works in spite of what is happening at the top. One has to, RSS cadres are working there. Secondly, I found this in Rajasthan in particular, where is that people like Modi for the national, for this, those who are voting for Gehlot, many of them are voting for Modi for the national election. So the Congress has to win these states. I could be wrong because, journalists travel in a small segment of a state. So unless the Congress wins it by huge margins, or it doesn't lose Rajasthan, and it wins Madhya Pradesh comfortably, it's still in the Hindi belt. It has a huge challenge. Plus, let's mention a state which we are not talking about, which is Uttar Pradesh. Any starting bloc, you're starting off with 70 seats with the BJP is starting off with. Right now, we don't see any challenge to the Bharatiya Janata Party in UP. So we have to have a complete rejig of the political thing if you want a real contest.
So you're saying it's early to say that there is a change of complete politics of the country or the narrative of the country?
Unless the Congress sweeps everything comfortably and they win Telangana. And Telangana victory would be very important. I'll tell you why. Because there are some cities which have resources. Bangalore was one of them. Hyderabad is huge.
Political resources.
You're saying
no, I mean
human resources. Nobody is confused about what resources we are talking about. Tehseen Poonawalla.
Financial resources.
ATM.
Yes.
It is the ATM, and that's the talk. That one is Karnataka. If the Congress were to win Telangana as well, it's got 2 functioning ATMs, and if Madhya Pradesh was to go to them, well, then the banking sector is really expanding for the Congress party. That's the normal conversation that people are having. But before we move to what are the challenges for the Congress, I want to get commitments from each one of you on that table on what do you think is going to happen. So, Jem Rukh, stick your neck out and tell us what's happening in Rajasthan.
BJP?
Madhya Pradesh.
Neck and neck?
No. Ultimately, who will make? Somebody's got to make a government there. Who's going to be in the neck closer to the finishing line?
Okay, Congress by 5 seats.
Congress by 5 seats ahead.
Okay.
All right. And in Telangana?
Telangana, BRS, 5 seats.
Ahead. Okay. And Chhattisgarh?
Congress.
Okay. Great. He's given it.
Chhattisgarh is either a tie or BJP is forming the government.
Okay.
It's a tie or BJP is
Madhya
forming the
Pradesh.
government. Madhya Pradesh, BJP edge.
BJP
edge. Very close.
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan, it's not going to be a landslide, but again, a comfortable victory.
Comfortable victory for BJP. And Telangana?
Telangana, Congress has done a lot. I am from Telangana. But have they done enough to go past 61? Because 59, KCR is the CM. Take it from me.
So what
59.
are you giving? So what are you giving them?
So you
should know the numbers.
I think BRS will form the government even after KCR, even after Congress becomes the single largest party.
Okay. Tehseen, should I ask you or will you give all 5 states to the Congress?
I won't do that. But I agree with him. At 69, KCR becomes Chief Minister. And therefore, I'm sticking my neck out. 75 plus for the Congress in Telangana. Navika, I have never seen something like this. The last time I saw something like this was 2013 Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi, 2014 Modi ji in nationally, where anyone you spoke to said, we'll give a chance to Kejriwal, we'll give a chance to Modi ji. That has happened in Telangana. I'm saying 75 plus for the Congress. Chhattisgarh Congress, Madhya Pradesh Congress. Of course, I am desperate for Kamal Nath to be Chief Minister. Rajasthan, I think BJP has the edge.
Is your desperation showing in the choices?
My desperation is Congress was upset that he gave an interview to you, which I prodded. So I pushed him to, I said, you must talk to Navika. So
So you're not going to ever get into the Congress? And I'm never going to
if I give an
have the
interview to you,
boycott
I'll
ending on me. Considering both of us are sitting in the
If I give an interview to you, I can contest then and I'll win because Kamal Nath is definitely winning Madhya Pradesh after talking to you. But I'll also give in the chopper only so that I win. I can.
Sabha, who are you giving which state to?
I think Rajasthan is going to the BJP, but it's going to be surprisingly, there's going to be a fight back from Gehlot. It's not a complete succumb. I mean, it's even the people I met on the ground from the BJP side, they're also telling me close.
Exactly.
Close.
The BJP is also talking about 110 or 150.
Close, so then
earlier it used to be a landslide, you're right.
And Madhya Pradesh also, I did not go there, but I think the BJP, after so many years, did a phenomenal fight back. Phenomenal, but I suspect the Congress will go ahead. This is what I'm being told. Chhattisgarh, again, the Congress could have done much better. It has not. It will manage to win it. Telangana is a big mystery, Navika, because...
Mysteries are not allowed. You have to take a call.
Congress, come on.
Look, I still think that it's... I could be so wrong here.
Yeah, we can be. We can be.
I was one of the first to write.
It's only about a tapri ka chai on the.
I find it hard to believe. Look, I did not go to the rural areas, but I'm told that BRS is very well integrated into.
Okay, so three on the panel are saying BRS will make the government in Telangana.
Make the government, not win.
Make the government,
not win.
I'm saying still neck and neck. I like to be.
Okay. You always sit on the edge.
BRS still being given a fighting edge, but the Congress has given it its all in these elections. They've basically thrown their weight behind their local war horses in the states. Rahul Gandhi did strategic but limited campaigning across the states. So what are the messages that they would want to take across from this election? Does Rahul Gandhi really have electoral appeal after Bharat Jodo? This is not just about Rahul Gandhi, by the way. Priyanka Gandhi was one of the main faces, especially in Telangana. If I'm not mistaken, she has attended and addressed as many, if not more, rallies and roadshows as Rahul Gandhi, specifically in Telangana. Also remember the entire messaging of Indira Gandhi represented Telangana in the Lok Sabha, and her likeness to her grandmother, the same nose. The second message, test of freebie, or you can call it freebie, you can call guarantee. Across these states, the Congress has given its 6 guarantees, 5 guarantees. The model that was successful in Karnataka is going to work for them in all of these states as well. The third message that they would want to see is, does Congress do better when Rahul Gandhi actually stays away from the campaign? Not just from the campaign, but also in the strategizing. Madhya Pradesh was a Kamal Nath election. Rajasthan was a Gehlot and partly Sachin Pilot election, and Chhattisgarh was almost entirely a Bhupesh Baghel election where he played on the image of Chhattisgarh, the pride of Chhattisgarh. You know, I am also a proud Hindu. I am all about Chhattisgarh pride. So does that actually work well for the Congress? Centralized in BJP, but localized in Congress. And finally, the thing that they would want to see is, do their local leaders, the old war horses, it's really a fight for them this time around, Ashok Gehlot, Bhupesh Baghel, Kamal Nath, do all of them actually do better? The same doesn't apply for Telangana. You've actually got a younger local face there, but these old war horses, are they actually carrying the day much better? Pratyush Kant, you're from the BJP, but what is your opinion on all of this? Do you think that all of this is going to materialize for the Congress in these elections?
Well, let's start from Chhattisgarh. I remember when the election started, Congress was the super favorite. What happened? As the election went by, scams kept happening. The whole table turned. Now everybody is talking that BJP can form the government. So it clearly points out one thing, that if you have an organization in place, if you have a party set up, you're not running on some family business thing. You're always in business. In Chhattisgarh, we have done tremendously well. We are doing well all the time. It was that Congress was trying to base the election on Bhupesh Baghel while we were there on the ground. So our election took off in last 2 months. Now today on your show, I was listening to everybody. So everybody takes BJP in fight. BJP is forming government in Chhattisgarh. Now let's come to Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh, everybody was busy saying that Digvijay and Kamal Nath are fighting. The truth was, the Bhai and Behan were fighting with Kamal Nath. He was not moving out from his constituency. He was angry with them. Again, we had a very strong party setup in Madhya Pradesh. And you have travelled so much, you know how strong the setup of Madhya Pradesh for us. And then what Mr. Chauhan has done there, what the party has done there, eventually got result. So even after 2 decades, everybody is saying that BJP can form the government. Let me tell you, I have really toured the place, and Madhya Pradesh, we are again forming the government.
Okay, you are making all these claims. Let's just put everyone out of the suspense. Let's give you the first numbers as it were.
And our numbers are only, for the moment, Election Commission of India, this is for you. These are not any other numbers, and these are numbers for states that have already gone to polls. These are only Satta Bazar numbers. We are not picking up any of
We don't endorse Satta, but we are just saying that there are a lot of people who put out these numbers.
It's just one of those projections that have come out, and just like we are saying, what is your feel on the ground? That's the Satta Bazar feel on the ground. Rajasthan, what does the Satta Bazar say? 30 paise is bet on BJP getting more than 115 seats, but 4 rupees on the Congress getting more than 65 seats.
So clearly they're saying BJP is the front runner.
BJP is the favorite in Rajasthan is what Satta Bazar is saying.
This is the Mumbai Satta Bazar.
Mumbai Satta Bazar says this, and Mumbai Satta Bazar is giving BJP Rajasthan with the... Now let's look at Madhya Pradesh, because that's the cliffhanger as everybody sees it. BJP 97 paise and 95 paise to the Congress. So it's so neck and neck.
But BJP 2 paise aage hai.
No, but that means the Congress 2 seat aage hai. Congress...
Maja, you clearly don't do Satta.
I don't do Satta.
We don't bet. So Congress slightly favored and BJP slightly behind. That's what Mumbai Satta. Now let's look at Chhattisgarh,
where Satta was actually a very big issue for Satta.
Yeah. And here BJP is at 2 rupees and Congress is at 48 paise. So Mumbai Satta Bazar thinks that Congress is forming the government.
And they are giving the numbers 37 plus to the BJP only, but 45 plus they are giving to the Congress. Not a full majority, but still 45 plus.
45 is just at the halfway mark. So, well.
Padmaja, this is what I said in the show half an hour ago. If this is what Chhattisgarh numbers look like, it's open to Operation Lotus.
But interesting, see, we've shown 3 numbers, and 2 of them are cliffhangers right now. Let's take a look at Telangana.
It could not only be Operation Lotus, it could be Operation Mahadev as well.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, going by what they...
well, that 508 crores has to be used at some point of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Mahadev is there, that's the biggest fake news then.
Huh? Why?
Yeah, Mahadev.
Oh, the app.
Oh, well.
Okay, Telangana.
Pun intended. So we've done Chhattisgarh, we've done Madhya Pradesh, we've done Chhattisgarh, and now Telangana. 65 paise for the BRS and 170 for the Congress. So BRS is the favorite to win Telangana. That's what Mumbai Satta Bazar says. Satta Bazar number. So we've told you Madhya Pradesh close call. Everybody is saying that 2 seats or 2 paise edge to the Congress party. But, okay, now Falodi Satta Bazar is another Satta Bazar. Let's take a look at what they say. This is only for Rajasthan, and they say BJP is getting 115 plus, and that's a 25 paise. 3 rupees 50 paise for a 65 plus for Congress. So Rajasthan, many people are absolutely convinced that the BJP
so
is
both the
going to
Mumbai Satta Bazar and the Falodi Satta Bazar, both are saying Rajasthan is a dundee.
No, even the numbers are identical.
Yes,
Yeah,
115 plus,
Yeah.
but 25 paise, वो 30 paise था. इतना फर्क है. ये 4 रुपए था, यहाँ 3.5 है. So Mumbai is probably playing a bigger game than
So most people
Rajasthan.
have a consensus that Rajasthan is a done deal going to the BJP. The interesting number, let's go back to it and let's get Mr. Lagani Srinivas on this, is that Telangana, even though most people are saying that it will be a cliffhanger, at least the Mumbai Satta Bazar, Mr. Lagani Srinivas is saying that BRS is slightly ahead. 65 paise being given for the BRS, 1 rupee 70 paise being given if the Congress wins. Your first thought?
Thank you very much, Navika ji. See, if you look at it in comparative to all 5 states, Telangana state has a different dimensions. In all the 4 states, if you look at it, the 2 national parties are competing with each other, Whereas if you look at it here in Telangana, the emerging BRS, which is the TRS, which was the regional party, converged into the BRS, is actually fighting with the two national parties. See, if you look at the scenario here in Telangana, 6 months back, the entire atmosphere was different until the Karnataka elections results came in.
You're right. And things changed. The Congress got a multivitamin injection from Karnataka. Sanjay Jha, 90 seconds left. Countdown begins. First numbers coming up on the screen. Sanjay Jha, if Madhya Pradesh is so neck and neck, rebels will hold the key, and rebels, from what we are hearing, could play really the game here. What do you think is going to happen? Rajasthan, Satta Bazar says it's clear. Most analysts think it's clear. How do you see these elections?
Well, Navika, in my opinion, whatever the exit poll predictions that emerge over the next half an hour and an hour, the truth will only be known on December 3rd, because I do believe that Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh will be closer. Although I agree with Tehseen that I see Mr. Kamal Nath returning. But Rajasthan could throw up a hung assembly. Telangana is also a neck-to-neck fight. So I think whichever party is on the lead today, by today end in the exit poll, they will tell you that we will do better on December 3rd. Those who are trailing will tell you, expect a surprise.
Okay. All right. Time for numbers, Padmaja, and the methodology coming up on the screens. Let's get this done. Samples corrected are 41,235 across 5 states. All of them are field samples, and we're not doing telephone calling. This is field samples. So 41,235 is a large number. Pollsters, will you bear me out on that one? JVC and
It's a fairly large number. It's fairly sufficient to avoid error.
To avoid error. The error margin is plus minus 3%. Yeah. And are we ready to put out the Rajasthan numbers? Okay. Yes, the first number on air, Haroti. That is the region where Vasundhara Raje comes from. Congress 3 to 5, BJP 11 to 15, and 0 others. This area has 17 seats, and 11 to 15 going to the BJP. Early leads. Vasundhara Raje comes from this area. What does this mean for her? Let me ask this question to Pratyush Kant.
Well, this clearly means that we have a huge wave which is at work there. As I was trying to tell you the last time here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me? Yes. We can. This first pictures which you have shown, the first figures you have put, clearly shows that there is a huge wave for BJP there. And there are reasons for that.
One region and a huge wave coming from the BJP.
Navika, let's just explain to our viewers just the geography of this area a little bit. Now, Hadoti is actually not just the stronghold of Vasundhara Raje, but of Bhairo Singh Shekhawat. From the 70s, Bhairo Singh Shekhawat used to win from 1977, I think he won his first seat, and then remained unchallenged from that seat. So it's been his seat. Then that mantle was taken over by Vasundhara Raje. She has never lost her election from this particular area, her seat where she's still contesting this time as well, Jhalawad. So last year was the only year where even though the Congress won, they formed the government, but Hadoti has always given 10 plus seats to the BJP, and this time they increased that.
So it means nothing really as far as the wave is concerned, because this region has always been the BJP's stronghold. Let's go to the next region.
The comparison, like we were talking about.
2018, 7 for the Congress, now 4. BJP 10, now increasing to about 13. We've taken the mean. Others remain at 0. This is how the 17 seats are distributed.
So this actually means that a lot of people were saying, BJP will lose out. Maharani ko sideline kar diya. They're going to hit back those people who are
not really happy.
They've actually gained. So that whole Vasundhara is angry thing hasn't really cut ice.
And is she angry, and will she do something? Well, when we have the entire results, we'll talk about that. After Hadoti comes the next region, Dhundar region. Padmaja, numbers here.
So Dhundar again is gets its name from the Dhund River, which goes through this area. It's the old Jaipur region. Over here, as you can see, the Congress is 14 to 18. BJP has made very good gains. We look at that in the comparison, but 38 to 42 is a substantial number out of a total 58. There are others also, but just about 1, 2, 3. Now, what are the factors here? Remember, in the last week of the election hearing, the Prime Minister suddenly picked up on how Rajesh Pilot was, put down by the Gandhi family, and how his son Sachin Pilot is also being punished for what Rajesh Pilot did. He contested against
and this is the Gujar belt.
It is the Gujar. So this
and this is where Ramesh Bhiduri was flown in to cut the Gujar factor, and this is how they are doing.
So this entire Dosa Tonk, this area is where Sachin Pilot in 2018 had been rewarded richly by the Gujars. They had voted almost entirely for the Congress because the feeling was, here is our chance to get our man to become the chief minister.
And Tehseen Poonawalla, I would like to ask you over here, if Sachin Pilot didn't get to become the chief minister last time around, and this time, this region really not doing very well for the Congress party, is there another young Turk in the Congress party who'll just have to sit in the wings forever and ever and not be made a regional Satra?
No, why? Why can't he be leader of opposition?
No, will he be allowed to become leader of opposition?
Chief Minister nahi bane to leader of opposition.
Lot of things happen in politics.
Is a consolation prize.
Lot of things happen in politics.
The relevant question to Tehseen, the counter question is, after his Ghar Wapasi, after rebellion, Mr. Pilot was stripped of his deputy chief ministership. He was made to sit in the assembly in somewhere the benches that were far away from the chief minister's benches. You think such a person would even be elevated to LOP? That's the question.
So I think the only
Pilot enjoys the confidence of somebody very
yes, Priyanka Gandhi Vatra, even if you do not want to name her.
He does.
But never mind.
So I think we have to look at the full numbers because Ashok Gehlot has burned some bridges in the course of this
let's look at a comparison.
That is the interesting part of this story. He did exactly, he would not change candidates. He ran it his way. So if he does badly, if he has a respectable loss or even a close hung result, but supposing he does badly, then Sachin will become LOP. Otherwise, Gehlot has
all right, and let's look at the comparison. The Congress party crashing from 35 to 16, BJP going up from 10 to 40 in this region. So the Gujars really not the stronghold for the Congress here, despite Sachin Pilot being there, and maybe because Sachin wasn't treated the way he should have been, they're suffering these losses. So after Dhundar, let's take a look at the next region, which is really Shekhawati region, which is coming up next, and Shekhawati 21 seats, 12 to 14. Here, this is the only region where the Congress has an edge. Congress 12 to 14, BJP 5 to 7. Others have 1 to 3. And this is where the BJP.
Stronghold of the Congress. They have traditionally done well here. It has substantial amount of Jats, minorities and SCs. So this is actually not a surprise.
And this was the area where the farmer protests
absolutely. You are expecting farmer protest impact, Agniveer protest impact, both in this area.
Both in this area. Ashutosh, what does that mean?
Shekhawati also saw a lot of violent incidents that took place on the day of the polling. So a large Jat population was over here. It is on the eastern periphery of Rajasthan.
And this is Ashok Gehlot's stronghold area?
Marwar
he is from Marwar, but this is the Congress stronghold.
Jat Congress stronghold.
Jat Congress stronghold.
Yeah, absolutely.
So basically you have, if you look...
There's also a CPM guy here. There's one CPM guy here.
Final numbers are here. I'm not reading anything. But yes, as of now, BJP is leading. There's no doubt about it.
But I want to go back to Dhundar
BJP has is much ahead than the Congress.
But Ashutosh ji, if we can just play out what the Prime Minister had said. There was all that, a lot of people were taken aback, if you remember 2 weeks ago, कि अचानक से Rajesh Pilot, why has he been resurrected?
He was playing to a plan, a strategy, but we can't play out anything but numbers right now. So let's go straight back to the number. We've done 3 regions, that is Hatauti, Dhundar and Shekhawati. These are the 3 regions that we've already had on the number. And the comparison of the Shekhawati region. Congress falls, but not that markedly. So 15 to 13, BJP 4 to 6, others stay at 2, and that is the stack for Shekhawati. Let's get reactions from around the panel. Sanjay Jha, how do you look at these numbers? BJP, at least in the 3 regions we've seen so far, way ahead of the Congress party. We're still getting numbers from the other 3 regions, but for now, what do you think about Rajasthan, the way it's stacking up?
Well, Navika, if these numbers hold, there are 2 clear messages. That number 1, a delayed settlement of the very public feud between Mr. Pilot and Mr. Gehlot has harmed the Congress, because although the welfare schemes of Mr. Gehlot have been popular, they really have been damaged to a great extent electorally because of the perception that Sachin was humiliated by Mr. Gehlot. And possibly that has, actually made many of the constituencies that have supported Sachin for a long time and actually gave the Congress 100 seats in 2018 have probably not backed that entire status. The second point is that Vasundhara Raje's, muted comeback hasn't really damaged the BJP as much. A lot of people have been speculating that Vasundhara Raje being sidelined will result in a major disruption of BJP support. But clearly, although she may not be the face of the BJP, she continues to be a formidable heavyweight.
Well, welcome to the panel, Dr. Anand Ranganathan and Smita Prakash, editor ANI. But Dr. Anand Ranganathan, BJP advantage Rajasthan, Congress trailing in the 3 regions that we've seen so far, 2 more regions still to come up. What are you looking at in Rajasthan? The messages so far. Vasundhara Raje, Ashok Gehlot, Sachin Pilot. What are the messages coming out for them?
Sachin Pilot, welcome to BJP. No, but a couple of things, Navika. Number 1, I think one needs to really, one can be a treadmill journalist and say that, look, I've been out and about and everything. Ultimately, what matters is data. And the data tells you that Rajasthan, Tehseen is sitting next to me, he will verify it, has the highest unemployment in the country, 27%.
Second highest. Haryana's highest.
Okay, right. So 27%?
Yeah, but Haryana's highest.
Right, okay.
The national average is 3.3.
It's 7%.
7
something percent. 27%. You look at the crime against women. 6,000 rapes out of 30,000 rapes all over India, in Rajasthan. You look at the farmers' protest. Farmers have been lathi charged in Rajasthan after. You look at so many other things. So when you have the Congress claims that it is going to lead the nation forward, and it can't even do that in Rajasthan, the people have seen through it.
People have seen through it. Is this so much of analysis of Smita Prakash? Should we just simplify it? एक बार कांग्रेस, एक बार बीजेपी, एक बार कांग्रेस, एक बार बीजेपी. ये इतने analysis बता रहे हैं.
नहीं, और also I take objection to treadmill journalists.
Yeah, just beat him up for that one. What do you mean by treadmill journalists? What about armchair scientists?
Good one, yes. No, but compliment taken. So no, I think the reporters have been doing a tremendous job, because it's such a complicated election, especially in Rajasthan. I mean, considering that they've been voting alternate chief ministers for over 3 decades, and Rajasthanis have not known anybody other than Vasundhara or Gehlot. And then the factor of sulking Sachin Pilot, kabhi idhar, kabhi haan, kabhi na, kabhi khushi, kabhi gum. One never knew.
Mostly gum. Very little khushi.
Yeah, and then Vasundhara not campaigning, and then coming again and campaigning. So it's been a complicated. And then Prime Minister Modi going and campaigning wholeheartedly out there. And then you have that panoti word used, which is out there. And then there was the Murkho ka Sardar. There were all these kind of things which are happening, and Rajasthan was becoming more and more volatile. But apparently, they are going to be doing the same thing all over again, it seems, which is after Gehlot, bring in again Vasundhara. So it's going to be that same alternate arrangement which has worked. Yeah, it seems like that. I don't think there is a problem.
Well, I don't know. You're putting your last buck on it. But would you put your buck on if the BJP wins, who will they make chief minister?
कुछ तो खाना वाना तो बन जाए ना.
अच्छा, अभी you are saying 3 region आए हैं.
नहीं, मैंने on your channel consistently saying for the last 3 months that in Rajasthan the BJP is ahead. BJP had an edge, BJP has an edge. राजस्थान में जैसा भी आपने कहा ना कि वो क्या राजस्थान में लोग कहते हैं रोटी पलटती है, मतलब 5 साल काम कर लिया, अब रोटी पलटने का वक्त आ गया है. अगर वो फैक्टर काम कर रहा है, see the important thing is how many seats Congress is getting despite losing the state. If they are getting 80 seats, then the credit goes to Ashok Gehlot. If the Congress is getting less than 50 seats, then obviously Ashok Gehlot has to be blamed for the all kinds of politics, feudalism, the feud which happened there. Because Rajasthan was one state where the BJP was totally in disarray in the last 5 years, and Chhattisgarh also. They did not know whom to project, whom not to project. Okay. There were too many BJP presidents, and there were too many projections. So whether to promote Vasundhara Raje Scindia or not promote.
Okay, Pratyush Kant, is that really been the problem for the BJP, that too many, uncertainties in the BJP? Otherwise, the margin may have been bigger. Is that something that the BJP will actually recognize?
There was no uncertainty at all. We had a very clear game plan in Rajasthan. We knew that we'll take our report card there, what the Modi government has done in Rajasthan, and what was being done. 1 lakh rape cases, 21% of crime against women in the whole country is happening in Rajasthan. Lal Diary, scam after scam, 14 paper leaks, thousands of youth losing their job, 5 to 15 lakh rupees they had to pay. Women, youth, farmers, you name a class in Rajasthan is not affected. This is a vote for change.
This is the vote for change.
And you'll be surprised by the big margin they're going to throw.
One undercurrent, even though Ashok Gehlot spoke about undercurrent.
One minute.
We spoke of Dhundar. I just want to put some things in context for our viewer. One thing that a lot of people missed out on in Rajasthan is that in this state, over the last 5 years, you've had some of the most heinous incidents of communal violence. Dhundar we are looking at only as the Gujar vote and what happened to Sachin Pilot, etc. But it's also the place where the Karoli riots took place. Remember, it's the area where a man called Matloob was seen leading an entire mob that was burning things down. It was shutting down shops. That man Matloob hasn't been arrested till date. It's been 2 years. The geography of this area, I just want to tell our viewers, since we are going region-wise, what we have brought to you so far is here. This actually is Dhundar, which is the Jaipur region. Here you will see Jaipur, you will see Tonk, you will see Dausa, there are Gujars here. Here you will see Hadoti. Here is at the border. This over here is the area of Shekhawati. No, this is Shekhawati. Your Mewar is over here.
Mewat.
Muslim
majority bordering provinces of
Haryana. Again,
Mewat.
One of the people I was speaking to.
I was referring to Mewat.
Mewat, exactly. So Mewat over here in the Shekhawati region is also the area, if you remember, couple of months ago, where a temple in Haryana, in Nu, where people were going to worship. Where did those worshippers come from? They came from Rajasthan, most of them women.
And they were stole painting.
They were coming for Kalash
painting in that area.
So there has been major polarization in this area. And finally, the other two regions, which at 6 we will go to, are the big regions of Marwar, which is this area. It is the largest. Maru, which is death place, it's dry. Big desert area, Marwar, where Ashok Gehlot belongs, and Mewar right over here, which is the Royal Mewar area.
And give a very simplistic, cephalogical, electoral history for our viewers to understand. Okay, you do, for the viewers it's very simple, okay. You draw a line from Rajasthan, okay, a sort of diagonal going from the southwest to the northeast, okay. Now, everything that lies on this side of the diagonal, the right-hand side of the diagonal, is traditionally a BJP or a Jansangh area. So be it Hadoti, be it Mewat, or pockets of Mewat, large swaths of Dhundar. Shekhawati is the border. It's along the diagonal.
So that's where the problem is. Right?
Correct. And now from the diagonal, absolutely, to Marwar, which is actually till the Vasundhara election of 2003, Marwar was a pakka Congress stronghold. So you have Marwar on this side, and large swaths, the entire desert is Marwar. Okay, and then here you have Mewar, where again you used to have pockets of Congress influence, which are the tribal areas of Mewar, right? And the urban areas of Mewar, which were largely BJP strongholds.
And this will also help you understand what the breakup of the seats are. Because when we go into numbers, you also need to understand why is Marwar important. This is a Congress stronghold and gives the biggest chunk of seats, 61. It's dry, it's deserted, it's got areas like Bikaner, Ganganagar, all of these are over here. But electorally, it is very rich. It yields a rich harvest of 61 seats.
I'll draw the viewers into a cephalological history. Because this region was huge and a Congress stronghold, till Pramod Mahajan in 2003 did not make his Formula 56. He actually crafted a special strategy to crack down on those 56
तो original
seats.
56 वहां से आया था, 56 और 56 इंच.
बिल्कुल. तो वो उन्होंने formula बनाया कि there's some 56 seats in Rajasthan we've never won. The Jan Sangh has never won. And he made a formula. They won 28 of those 56. A major component was from Marwar. That's when the BJP actually started crossing the halfway mark in Rajasthan. Otherwise, the previous governments of the BJP in Rajasthan were both governments formed with support of the Janata Dal or other factions.
So here the calculation is very simple, that Marwar traditionally goes towards the Congress, which is the second largest. Dhundhar, 58 over here, which is the Jaipur, the Gujar region is 58. So you talk about Gujar pride, you talk about the sidelining of Sachin Pilot. Is it also true, Ashutosh ji, that most people have wondered whether Sachin Pilot himself was not all there in the course of campaigning, that he was half-hearted?
Tehseen, please tell us. Was such...
In fact, I'm sharing this. I called him up one day and said he's all over the media. He gave interviews to everybody, including your colleagues.
So interviews se election nahi jeete jaate, bhaiya. I would love to make myself believe that interviews win you elections, and you know, it's a great badge of honor for any journalist that his or her interview has made somebody win the election. But aisa hota nahi hai. We are all realistic.
The question was he was not anywhere. I said he was everywhere, including the media. I think you got it wrong. So he was everywhere. I think he led a very spirited fight back. But I agree.
Okay, how many people on the panel agree with this? How many?
No, I agree with you that if it cross 80, Ashok Gehlot gets credit.
No, forget the credit. Was Sachin Pilot all there or not, or had the party edged him to the corner?
Forget about whether Sachin Pilot was there or not. Politics is all about perception. Politics is not about reality on the ground. The perception was Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot, they fought like cats and dogs, and that was the undoing of the Congress in Rajasthan. Period.
But there are also reports, Sabha, that in the election meeting within the Congress party, when tickets were being distributed, in fact, Sachin Pilot got off and went away because Ashok Gehlot was making his word matter. There was one meeting even in which Rahul Gandhi was very upset. All of those reports. So, obviously...
So I think Sachin mended fences with the High Command, which is Priyanka and Rahul. He has mended that. What is interesting in the dynamics is Ashok Gehlot spoiled his fences with the High Command. But of course, if he does well, then it's a different matter. You live with success. But Sachin has mended his, so he did go out and campaign. I don't think he tried to sabotage. But by the time the Prime Minister reached there and made this remark about Rajesh Pilot, it was abundantly clear in that part of Rajasthan that the Gujars were saying things like "Tonk ke lava." Har jagah hum Bhajpa ko vote de rahe hain. Now I would wait to see the rest of the areas because Gujars are also the kind of community against whom there can be counter-polarization.
And here's the thing,
From where these news were coming out. So the fact that the stories were leaked out itself shows there's something wrong with...
Sir, there were hardly any leak. Ashok Gehlot came out and called him a gaddar. This was not a leak. He gave an interview on TV and said, "वो gaddar hai."
Not only that, he even came out. He even put an NSA against his own Sachin's own people. I mean, there wasn't much that was kept away. But let me just. I know, Anand. Punjabi to theek hai. I'll just tell you the two biggest regions of Rajasthan still remain to be counted.
Yeah. So
Are we jumping and making our kheer or our biryani just too fast? Because Marwar and Mewar have between them 100 seats. Can that change the outlook for Rajasthan? That's the big question. We need to take a short break, but before the break, as always, I will have to indulge you. 30 seconds.
Thank you. No, I wanted to say, you see, when we're talking about infighting, let's not get away from the development and the performance of the government itself, because infighting, if you remember the Karnataka election, there was more projection of infighting between DK and Siddaramaiah. What happened after that? So infighting can only go so far. The real thing is incumbency and anti-incumbency.
But I beg to differ. At no point did Siddaramaiah abuse DK Shivakumar in public. If anything, at rallies they were seen playing the drums together.
Actually, they remain quiet. They remain quiet. The camps were very much there, and DK Shivakumar did put in his hat in the ring for the chief ministerial post.
Here, the Congress came out with a plan that there should be joint rallies and so and so thing. Ashok Gehlot said no. I mean, all of this happened.
And remember those pictures of DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah together? Well, we'll debate that, because Karnataka is not Rajasthan, and Rajasthan is not Telangana. So what's going to happen and how things are going to stack up? 100 seats yet to be counted in Rajasthan. We'll take a short break. On the other side, Marwar region and Mewar region of Rajasthan coming up. Don't go anywhere. Just get your chai ka cup, because Chai Pe Charcha will carry on after this short break.
When journalism is led by integrity and when experience meets passion, there is no scope for half-truths. When the noise drowns out the truth and many lose sight of what is the real issue.
I ask the legitimate question and uncover the whole truth.
Don't tax the poor people who are using petrol, diesel to go to work or to send their children to school.
I give you the complete picture in black and white, not a colored opinion, facts that help you form your opinion.
The News Hour at 9. Weeknights at 9, only on Times Now.
She asks tough questions like no other journalist.
आपके ऊपर तो कई घोटालों के भी आजकल आरोप लग रहे हैं। देश में सिर्फ एक बात की चर्चा है कि क्या बीजेपी राहुल गांधी से डर गई।
She takes on the masters of Indian politics like no one else can.
विपक्ष कम से कम उत्तर प्रदेश में ये कह रहा है कि आप हवा बना रहे हैं, निवेश कोई आया ही नहीं इस राज्य में। राहुल गांधी का कहना है कि देश में लोकतंत्र मरता जा रहा है, खतरे में है।
Because she speaks for you the way no one else can.
What about the charges against the government that this is a favored company by the government? How do you look at India on the world map of countries to watch out?
Because your voice must be heard, your questions answered, above all else. Frankly Speaking with Navika Kumar.
Can I have your attention, please? क्या आप दिन की सही शुरुआत ढूंढ रहे हैं? I believe in an action-packed, fast-paced, agenda-setting start to the day. खबर सिर्फ दिखाना नहीं, असर होना भी जरूरी है. I'm Amita Badwa. I'm Pratibha. मैं हूँ शिखा मल्होत्रा and you're watching the Morning News Hour. Whenever news breaks, you will see us. Process it, analyze it, and broadcast it. After the spot reporters, we are the first responders. We are at the front line
of every news event.
We are situation analysts, raw, live, and unedited. Pure news, pure passion.
Times Now. Action begins here.
When news is troubling.
They rented this house right here and 3 days later she was murdered.
When news is for common man.
We are asking you for the Aam Aadmi that why the proper checks and balances were not done, sir.
When news is for nation.
Right now, I'm just few meters away from Pakistani post, which is acting as launch pads for terrorists.
When news is exclusive.
We are reporting from few miles away from the line of actual control.
We report from ground zero. Times now. Action begins here.
Explosive, exclusive and beyond.
The show that gets you the inside track.
A deep dive into stories that matter.
Raising questions you won't ask.
Your voice is now our voice. Watch Blueprint with me, Meghna.
And Pranesh.
At 6:30 p.m. every weekday.
Only on Times Now.
When journalism is led by integrity and when experience meets passion, there is no scope for half-truths. When the noise drowns out the truth and many lose sight of what is the real issue.
I ask the legitimate question and uncover the whole truth.
Don't tax the poor people who are using petrol, diesel to go to work or to send their children to school.
I give you the complete picture in black and white, not a colored opinion, facts that help you form your opinion.
The News Hour at 9. Weeknights at 9, only on Times Now.
She asks tough questions like no other journalist.
आपके ऊपर तो कई घोटालों के भी आजकल आरोप लग रहे हैं। देश में सिर्फ एक बात की चर्चा है कि क्या बीजेपी राहुल गांधी से डर गई।
She takes on the masters of Indian politics like no one else can.
विपक्ष कम से कम उत्तर प्रदेश में ये कह रहा है कि आप हवा बना रहे हैं, निवेश कोई आया ही नहीं इस राज्य में। राहुल गांधी का कहना है कि देश में लोकतंत्र मरता जा रहा है, खतरे में है।
Because she speaks for you the way no one else can.
What about the charges against the government that this is a favored company by the government? How do you look at India on the world map of countries to watch out?
Because your voice must be heard, your questions answered, above all else. Frankly Speaking with Navika Kumar.
Can I have your attention please? क्या आप दिन की सही शुरुआत ढूंढ रहे हैं? I believe.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back and Rajasthan are the numbers. Numbers of Rajasthan is what we are discussing. The regions that we've already discussed, Shekhawati, Dhundhar and Hadoti. We'll do a quick ready reckoner of the numbers. 3 to 5 to the Congress, 11 to 15 in the Hadoti region. Next region, and this is the comparison with the last elections. Next region is Dhundhar. In Dhundhar, 14 to 18 to the Congress party, 38 to 42 to the BJP. Others get 1 to 3. That is the Dhundhar region. And let's look at the Shekhawati region. Shekhawati region is where the Congress has a lead, 12 to 14, 5 to 7 for the BJP. 1 to 3 to the others, and that's where things are stacked up in Rajasthan. And joining us this evening, top of 6 o'clock this evening in our studios, Jem Rog, psephologist, Anand Ranganathan, political analyst and scientist, I don't know, data scientist, regular scientist, we'll have to figure that one out. Tehseen Poonawala, mera only dost in Congress party, Tehseen Poonawala in the studios with us. Loyal friend, इसलिए हम दोनों की कश्ती गर्दिश में है, लेकिन स्मिता प्रकाश editor, ANI, Ashutosh, old friends, senior journalist, journalist turned politician, politician turned back to journalist. Sabha Naqvi, again, very, very old friend and senior journalist with us. Also joining us live are Pratyush Khan, national spokesperson of the BJP, Maluk Nagar, member of parliament of the BSP, joining us on this Rajasthan projections that we are doing in the exit polls. And let's go to the biggest region in Rajasthan, Marwar region. And what are the numbers coming up on your screen? Marwar